Hey guys, it's Walker Wired to Fish, and whether I've been guiding fishing trips or fishing tournaments, I've kind of developed over the years a really good system, in my opinion, to organize your fishing rods on the front deck of your boat. And even if you fun fish, this will help you. Now, me personally, I'm a big crankbait fisherman. I love to throw a plug all year long. So I always have a good lineup of my crankbait rods on one side. And what that allows me to do is if I go to a different area of the lake, so I'm up a river in the morning and it's muddy water, I got my chartreuse plugs right here. Or if I come down to a little bit lighter stain, I got my root beer chartreuse plugs right here. And I know when I'm running down a stretch of bank, fishing a point, whatever I'm doing, I can reach down and get the color that I need without even looking. And I kind of do it, I put my favorite or that day's most productive color on the outside closest to me. Now on this side, I have mostly bottom contact baits and topwater baits usually. And I keep them on my starboard side. I do that because I prefer to approach docks. I fish a lot of docks where I live. I prefer to approach docks so the docks are on the starboard side of my boat. It gives me a little bit more room to wind up, make a long skip cast, make a pitch. I don't have to worry about hitting the side of my boat or something. So if I'm fishing that dock behind me, I reach down, I don't have to turn around, twist around. That just wastes time. I can reach right down, grab the rod I need, grab the jig I need, grab the Texas rig I need, and skip it there under that dock. So, you know, my skipping baits, either buzzbait, frog, jig, spinnerbait, Texas rig, any of that I can slide up under a dock, overhanging limb, that's perfect. Now, there's also another thing that I like to do, and I've actually become pretty dadgum anal about this in the recent years. And I actually learned this from a buddy of mine. So, unstrap these rods here, and I'll show you what I don't like first. So, if you have a bunch of rods on your front deck, if you leave your handles like that, now you're getting things tangled up in things when you're going to grab them. And, you know, if you make all of these flush parallel to the face of the spool, like that, look what this does. It gives you room for one more rod there if you want it. But more importantly, it just keeps everything nice and uniform. I don't want a rod handle hanging up on my buzzbait wire or any of that. It's a mess. And one more thing I like to do, and believe it or not, this has actually saved me some money and some heartbreak over the years, is, so I got all these rods organized like we just talked about. Instead of having these blanks spread throughout over top of this rod locker, I like to push them all to one side. Not necessarily the base of the rod, but just the tips. And that allows me to do two things. I mentioned I like to throw a plug a lot. When you set the hook on a crankbait, a lot of times I'm having to walk to the back, walk a little bit further back to get a little bit of extra leverage to drive that hook home. That gives me a lot more room to walk around, and I don't have to worry about stepping on my line guides or anything like that. I have broken lots and lots and lots of rods over the years just because of that, and I have not broken one since I started doing this. And this also allows me to, if I want to get in my rod box, I don't have to do any of this stuff. It doesn't end up like a complete mess. That gives me a panic attack actually looking at it right now. So none of that stuff has to happen when they're all bunched over here on the side. I can open this rod box and not have to worry about any of my rods going overboard or anything like that.